Hello, everyone. One of the poems that I love to teach as an ESL instructor is a pronunciation poem. I've taught it to middle school students, high school students, and college students, and they all enjoy it. It's a great challenge to read and pronounce our funny spelling in English. So, in this video, I'm going to recite it a few times and then give some pointers. Please enjoy. I take it you already know of tough and bow and cough and dough. Others may stumble, but not you, on hiccup, furrow, slew and through. Well done, and now you wish perhaps to learn of less familiar traps. Beware of heard a dreadful word that looks like beard but sounds like bird. And dead, it's said like bed, not bead. For goodness sake, don't call it deed. Watch out for meat and great and threat. They rhyme with sweet and straight and debt. A moth is not a moth in mother, nor both in bother, broth, or brother. And here is not a match for there, nor deer and fear for bear and pear. And then there's does and roes and loos. Just look them up, and goose and choose, and cork and work and card and ward, and font and front and word and sword, and do and go, then thwart and cart. Come, I've hardly made a start. A dreadful language, man alive. I'd learned to speak it when I was 5. And yet to write it, the more I sigh. I'll not learn how till the day I die. Here's the fast version. I take it you already know of tough and bow and cough and dough. Others may stumble, but not you, on hiccup, furrow, slew and through. Well done, and now you wish perhaps to learn of less familiar traps. Beware of heard a dreadful word that looks like beard but sounds like bird. And dead, it's said like bed, not bead. For goodness sake, don't call it deed. Watch out for meat and great and threat. They rhyme with sweet and straight and debt. A moth is not a moth in mother, nor both in bother, broth, or brother. And here is not a match for there, nor deer and fear for bear and pear. And then there's does and roes and loos. Just look them up, and goose and choose. And cork and work and card and ward, and font and front and word and sword. And do and go and thwart and cart. Come, I've hardly made a start. A dreadful language, man alive. I'd learned to speak it when I was 5. And yet to write it, the more I sigh. I'll not learn how till the day I die. Okay, for this version, I'm going to show you how I teach it in class. So when I pause, that's when the students chime in and do their part. I take it you already know. Others may stumble, but not you. Well done, and now you wish perhaps. Beware of heard a dreadful word. And dead, it's said like bed, not bead. For goodness sake. Watch out for meat and great and threat. A moth is not a moth in mother. And here is not a match for there. And then there's does and roes and loos. And cork and work and card and ward. And do and go and thwart and cart. A dreadful language? I'd learned to speak it and yet to write it, I'll not learn how. Now I would like to give some teaching tips. There is a wonderful recording on YouTube of this pronunciation poem with a male voice, and I often give that to my students so that they can practice on their own. And then I assign a flip video for them to record individually and then get feedback from me. After introducing challenging vocabulary words and practicing pronouncing any challenging words as well, we practice in class. Students repeat after me. Students say the missing line like we did in the third part. I go around the classroom, have each student read one line. Also, I have students work in small groups, reading the poem and practicing, and I can go around and see how they're doing. It also helps to tap. I take it you already know, so we can get the rhythm. If this recitation will be a keepsake for students and their parents, or part of a closing program, I have several recommendations. I recommend dividing students into pairs and groups rather than give solo parts. I also recommend reciting the closing portion in unison for impact. Above all, I recommend focusing on fun rather than perfection. Please enjoy.